Hey, Shazam team. It is one of those days where guess what? We're all inside and so are who? Other people. Yay! So I'm super excited that some of these amazing, beautiful faces, many of you know, and we're all just coming together to share some different tips and ideas with you on how to unfreeze the date book, right? So who's ready to unfreeze a date book? And you guys, guess what? These amazing ladies, again, who you are near and dear to your hearts, and again, you know very well, they're here to just share some different tips and ideas and some insight on how to unfreeze that date book in those moments and times when the weather throws us for a little kilter, or you know what? Maybe just the attitudes throw us for a little kilter. And so we're here today, and these ladies are going to share some amazing tips with you. So we're just going to start it off with our first amazing top director here with us today, and that is Miss Michelle Hartman. Let's give it up to Michelle.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to share with you today about your attitude. Where is your attitude? You know, things have been kind of doom and gloom, but our attitude determines how our day goes. And I think it's so important that we put on a smile in the morning, that we think positive thoughts. And it's the same type of thing when you're dating parties, when you're talking to guests, when you're talking to potential hosts about what you're offering. Dating is an attitude. So I want you to smile before you start talking to people, because that always gets your voice in a different tone. And offer them, you know, what are you bringing to people when you have a party or you share in a gathering with people? No wall-to-wall people, no grouchy clerks. You don't have to dress up. You can, take your shoes off and get comfy when you're at a party. They learn great tips and ideas to make their life easier and simpler when they come to a Tupperware party. And we all want things to be easier, simpler, less expensive in our lives, right? They get to see their friends. How many of you like to get together with your friends? I am ready for some more friend time. And when is the last time you asked your friends to come over and have a drink or have a cookie with you or whatever it might be? This time of year, we are all ready for that. So a Tupperware party is a great excuse to get together or to get out of the house, period. At my parties, everybody gets a gift for coming, especially this time of year. It can be just the simplest little things, but put a cute little curly ribbon on it. Maybe sometimes I even buy a little piece of candy and put in it, whether it's a little bowl or tying it with an orange peeler. The host, of course, we love to shower our hosts with gifts. And so hostesses love that. So everybody's happy. Our attitudes are good, right? And the list goes on and on. Given the advantages, don't you think that people are just dumb for turning you down if they don't have a party, right? So this time of year, I want you guys to see, we're all in front of our computers and our phones. Guess what? There's a lot of other people that are also in front of their computers and phones. So it's a great time to connect with those potential hosts and guests. One of the things that I really personally like, on top of your attitude, is how many of you have been to a bread and butter Tupperware party? Anybody? Does that sound like fun or not?
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, would you rather go to a wine down Wednesday party or a margarita Monday party? Or how about a healthy eats and treats party? Because we always hear people preaching that this time of year, right? Taco Tuesday, just simple little themes. It's so important, and I've kind of gone to having these themes without even mentioning Tupperware in the invites. So it's your Taco Tuesday party at Sally's house. And in there, they're going to see Tupperware, but it's not a Tupperware Taco Tuesday party. It's just a Taco Tuesday party. I've seen lots of other direct sales companies going to this as well. So maybe give something like that a try when you're sharing with your hosts some potential ideas for themes. So there's tons and tons of themes out there. And I suggest you pick a theme and kind of run with it for a month period of time. It's easier on you. And I think that people kind of see what your host or what you're offering, and they get excited about that. Oh, Michelle had another one of those Taco Tuesday parties with her friends. I would love to do that. So that it's easier on all your paperwork too. And your party doesn't change when you have a theme. Just little tweaks of it do. So don't make it a lot more work on you. Maybe one thing within your party is based around that Taco Tuesday or that Wind Down Wednesday theme. The rest of it stays the same. So yeah, I just want to share with you some simple things to think about. We are all excited for no snow. We are all excited to get together. And I'm seeing that as I'm out and about. So I'm going to encourage you this week to get a hold of some of your friends, family, past hostesses, and see about getting some parties set up within the next 7 to 10 days, you guys. People are ready to get together. That's
excellent. Yay. Michelle, do you remember who's going after you? That's right. We didn't talk about that, guys. You get the bloopers in the middle of the training, right? It's all good. It's all good. So our next one is, so first, thanks to Michelle for, again, sharing different tips and ideas, different themes, again, keeping it simple, and having fun. Guys, what kind of business are we in, everybody?
Party.
Oh, a party. Is a party fun?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So we want you guys to have fun, and we want your guests and hosts to have fun. So next, leading into that, is going to be Miss Tabitha, and she's going to share some different ideas and spins.
Yeah. So I wanted to just share something with you guys today that was a big game changer for me. So I have my entire party plan career have made contact lists. We talk about contact lists a lot. And I've made several, and I used to always just write them down on paper, and I would come up with 50 to 75 names at a time. And I would go through the list. I would contact all those people, and then the list would get set aside. And the next time I needed to go back to that list, I just remade one because I couldn't find it, or it got lost, or it got thrown away, or whatever. So I was making a new list, and every time I was coming up with about 50 to 75 people. What I did was I made a digital contact list. So I went into Excel and I created what I wanted. I wanted the contact name. I wanted the address, the phone number, the email address. And then I had boxes where I could make notes too. So if it was specific things that they wanted recipes, or they wanted to learn more about a product, or they wanted to date a party, say a few months down the road, I could put those notes in. So making the digital contact list has been a huge game changer because I've saved it to my computer. So now every time that I want to go in and contact people, I can just pull it up and go through that contact list. I can check the notes to see what they said the last time I talked to them. It gives me an opening for the conversation, because one of the biggest things to remember is that this is not about you, it's about them. You have to remember that you're servicing them. So having those notes is huge, because then I know what I talked to them about the last time I talked to them. But I love the digital contact list. And the thing that I found, I started this just maybe 2 weeks ago, guys, and my contact list is up to over 250 people. Like, huge. And I've been going back through old order forms and adding in people, customers and stuff that I never had on a contact list. I've been putting them into my contact list as well. So it just keeps building and building and building. And the really awesome thing with it being in Excel is that I don't duplicate a name. Anytime you go to put in a name, it will show up if somebody already been put in there. So I love the digital contact list, and I highly recommend that everybody tries the digital contact list. Truly, the follow-ups are the key. So when you're sending out your messages, or you're making your phone calls, or however you contact your customers and hostesses, when you're making those notes in your Excel program, then you know that you can follow up with them in a couple days if they haven't contacted you already. So you know that you just made that contact on Monday, and now on Wednesday you can go back and follow up with those Monday contacts because you have it all in your notes. So
excellent. Love it. Thanks, Tabitha. Great. Again, A great way, because what do we always have with us? 99.999% of the time we have our phones with us. Exactly. And so what a awesome reminder or aha to people who are going, hello, I always have this with me. Keep it right there at your fingertips. And so when you're sitting waiting at the bus stop or at the schools waiting for the kids, if you've got school age kids, right, you can be making some phone calls, because guess what? You've got all the information with you at your fingertips. Brilliant. Excellent. So then next, we're going to go to Ms. Heidi Pavlovich, and she's going to share yet some other tips and ideas to how to unfreeze and warm up your date book.
We do need to unfreeze our date book, because as you can see, my children probably in the background. We all need to get out of the house. So I loved Tabitha's idea of putting everything into an Excel spreadsheet, because I am definitely one of those people who loses the piece of paper, just like she was. So you might be thinking to yourself, how am I going to find those names? Or you might be looking through all those customer order forms, and just those people's names don't ring a bell. Well, one of the best things about social media is you've most likely created a Facebook event of some sort. And did you know that if you look back into hosting, all those Facebook events are still there with all those people's names, whether they went to the party or not. And so that is what I've been doing as I've been trying to come up with a few new names, is I've just been going back into those parties, especially if I knew I maybe didn't ask enough people, or I didn't ask them at all. And I go back in, I find those names, their picture is with it. So you can kind of, if you're like me, once I see the face, I went, oh yeah, I remember her at that party. She was really fun, but left before the party was over and I never got a chance to ask. Or they had picked a date on a Facebook party and you sent them a message, but they never responded. Those people are really great to go back in and said, a lot of times I'll go in, let's say I didn't talk to them at all, and said, hey, I remember you from Amy's party. We had such a great time, but you happened to leave before the party was over. And I never got a chance to check if you were interested in hosting your own fun event, just like Amy's. And just a simple way, can I send you more information? That's usually my in for them. And then behind that, can I send you more information? A lot of times I'll put something to the point of, now of course I lost my train of thought. If you could respond either way, I'd appreciate it. Just to make sure that they send something back to you. I know we can see it in Facebook Messenger or text Facebook Messenger, but maybe you texted them, because you could have their phone number still in your customer order sheet, because you still have that information available to you. If you've had a Facebook party and they didn't answer you back, I just re-ask the exact same question I asked them before, and just said, hey, I didn't hear back from you. Just curious if you were still interested in hosting a party of some sort, however you word that in your own wording. And go back to that way. A lot of times then if they are interested in a party, so what do you say next? Great, I'm so excited. Here's a little bit of information. I've got 4 fun themes that I'm running with this month, especially for you. And you give them 4 choices, which one sounds most exciting. And I usually end my conversation there, and then I go to the date, kind of break it up into 3 pieces, so you're not inundating them with a 5-paragraph note. So you just take little bites of your questions and just ask a little bit at a time. So that is how I have started unfreezing my date book, is remembering all those past guests that you didn't get a chance to get a hold of. And then you can use Tabitha's amazing method as you go along and start making yourself notes in an Excel spreadsheet.
Excellent. Thanks, Heidi. Great tips. Great tips. And I know that those, as all of these ladies, the ideas that they're sharing, they're doing, right? They're walking the talk, they're doing the do, and they are right alongside of each and every single one of you guys. So excellent. And then we're going to go ahead and next we're going to go to Miss Rochelle.
Hey guys, so most of you know I love the party. And why do I love the party? Because number one, it is the fastest way you can make your money. Okay, because in 2 to 3 hours you're making about 125 bucks. So that's why I love that. And that's I call it my instant cash, because that's where I get my immediate gratification for that income. And that's what I love about it. And you know, now that we have the right attitude from Michelle, we have an amazing tracker Excel sheet, you know, and you can filter things out to find things, some great word choices from Heidi for the messaging. Now I'm going to take it another direction, and where you actually pick up the phone and talk to them. And I just want to plant something in your ear. Did you know it is a whole lot harder for them to say no when they're talking on the phone to you? It's a proven fact. So I'm old school, you know, I've been in for 20 some years, and that used to be the way we had to do it. And 90% of my phone calls I made, I dated parties. Okay. So number one, it is all about the experience for them. Okay. So, you know, you have a smile on your face, you're talking in front of a mirror to make sure that you have that smile. When Heidi first told me that, I'm like, have you lost your marbles? But it is true. They can tell if you're excited. Okay. And like I said, it's about the experience. It's not so much about the free stuff. It is about the food, the fun, and the friends. And then the free, obviously, yes, they love the free, but it's about the experience. So tying those themes in, the salsa and margarita, the Taco Tuesday, the bingo events, because Heidi and Michelle are great with, we have all these bingo events in all these different areas. That is a great way to get them in there. So when you call them, it could be something along the lines of, oh my gosh, Susie, I am so excited. Do you have a second? You know what, girlfriend, the reason why I'm calling you is I'm running with this brand new theme, and I thought of you right away because I know how much fun you are. And it is whatever, a salsa and margarita. You know, we're going to quick whip up some salsa in less than 2 minutes in one of our amazing power chefs, and you will be amazed what it is. You know what? And your girlfriends are going to have margaritas, going to kick back, and I'm just going to share what is new with Tupperware and how it can make their lives easier as well. How does that sound? And I end with, how does that sound? So then you get that conversation going. They're like, well, that sounds kind of fun. I'm like, great, girl. You know what? Does a weeknight or a weekend work better for you? You know, if you don't offer weekends, don't do that. But they love choices. Okay, weeknight or a weekend. If they say a weekend, great, Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday. Again, it's the choices. They say a Saturday. You know what? Give them your first available date. So you call today and they say Saturday. Great. I have this coming Saturday available. How does that work for you? Do you know what? A lot of times they will date in, because how many times do you go to the mall and you plan it 3 weeks ahead of time? Okay. Just like Michelle Hartman said, you know, 7 to 9 days. You know what? They want to do stuff now because we're all just going stir crazy. I am still frozen in the frozen tundra. We're still snowed in. We can't get out. Okay, so everybody's going to want to do that. Always give them the choices. If they say weeknight, great, what night of the week works better than another for you? Okay, and then if they come back with, oh my gosh, I got to check with my friends, all of that, because that's a common objection we get. I say, you know what, girlfriend, I completely, totally understand that. So you know what, let's just, because my schedule is filling up fast, even if your schedule is not filling up fast, you want to make it look like it is, because you're the one. Okay. You know what, let's just go ahead and tentatively just pencil in a date. You know what, and if that doesn't work later, you know what, you can just go ahead and we can easily reschedule at that time. But also just remember, it's not going to work for all of your friends, and those friends, you know, we can create the online link, and then, you know, we'll have a ton of fun. So how does that sound? I like ending with, how does that sound? Because typically they're not going to say, no, that sounds horrible. They sound, yeah, that sounds like fun. Okay. So again, the bingos, the meal preps, Joanne Wallace did an amazing training on the meal preps, the happy appy, whatever theme you want to run with. Because you guys, now, once you get those parties in your date book, now you know what, it's going to be so much easier to date parties from the party. Okay, because you have them there. Right now we're doing the legwork to get them in, woo-hoo. But once they're there, oh my gosh, my party is my office. That's where I get my datings. That's where I get my recruits. Okay. So again, just make it about them. And I strongly encourage you to pick up the phone. If for some reason they don't answer, I would just say, oh my gosh, Susie, this is Rochelle calling. You know, I have an amazing offer for you. Go ahead, give me a call back. Notice I didn't say this is Rochelle with Tupperware. And I learned this trick from a business leader up in the cities, Sarah, because they're going to be like, well, where do I know a Rochelle from? Where do I know a Heidi from? They're going to call you back. Okay. So I leave that little tidbit out. So, yeah.
All right. Excellent. So you guys, you got lots of great tips and ideas. And so I'm just going to kind of pull it all together from what these amazing ladies shared with you. Again, they're walking the talk, they're doing the do. And so things I want to highlight is busy schedules. We all have them, right? So for all of you who are listening to this, you all have a busy schedule. And so whether your schedule is busy with parties yet or is busy with life, you want to make sure that you are putting everything in there. Right? Balance is vital to the success and to the longevity of your business. And so you want to make sure that you got family stuff in there, right? We do this business because of our families. So make sure that you're doing your business for your family and not the excuse not to do your business for your family. Okay, so that's number one thing. Number two thing is make sure you've got your events in there. When I say your events / meetings, if you have a job and you've got scheduled things that you need to go do for your job, make sure you put that in there. Right? Your team meetings, if your directors do team meetings, you want to put that in there. If you've got rallies, right? We do rallies 2 times a month. Put those in there. Will you be able to attend them all? No. We know life, right? Stuff comes up, but put them in because the more you learn, the more you what? Earn. Right? The more you learn, the more you earn. And then the last thing, but not really the last thing, but again, we work this business around all the crazy schedules, is you want to put in when are you going to party? Right? You're in a party plan business. So when are you going to put those in? Get them scheduled out. If you know your schedule 6 weeks in advance, 6-8 weeks in advance, get all of those penciled in because then you're working intentionally and not reactively. Okay. The other thing that you want to do is they shared theme ideas with you guys again, right? More fun. And so you want to make sure that, again, you're offering the fun. People are looking for an experience, right? When they go out, they're looking for an experience. And I don't say that for some, you might go, well, what is that? I don't do an experience. Yeah, you do. You are the experience. And if you're going, I don't want to be the experience, I don't want to be the main focus, guess what? Your personality is why people have dated with you. Your personality is why people are going to continue to want to do business with you. And so it is a huge service to your customers, to your hostesses, by being out there and offering them not only your product that you have, that our company has created for 70 plus years, but it is also you. You're the magic element. Whether you believe that yet or not, guess what? We all started in the same spot. Well, what if this, what if that, what do I have to offer? I'm not that confident, but guess what? All of these amazing ladies, all of us, we've all evolved one step, one party, one person at a time. And that's what I encourage you all to do. So I want you to pick the one thing, the one idea that you got from these amazing ladies today. Pick one. And you're going to run with that for the next 24 hours because we are on a Get Unfrozen Date-a-thon. Who is ready? And so we are going to go ahead and for the next 24 hours, we're going to run with this to help you fill those date books. Do you have questions or need tips? Who do you reach out to? You reach out to your uplines, into your team groups, into the Shazam group, right? We're all here walking the talk together. We're all doing this. And so stay tuned off of this video. We will put in there what the rewards will be from all of us. And here it is. It is your time to shine and to heat that date book up because this is just the beginning, you guys. Thanks so much.